Hey guys, it's Mike for another Guild of Guardians video. We've got a highlight spotlight video on Callisto. She's the epic that's involved in the JD event. So she is a Hydrus Agility Keeper's Assassin. So we'll take a peek at her kit, see if she's as squishy as the rest of them. But it sounds like she could be kind of interesting. On the gear set, we did get her outfitted with all of Darizda's gear. So she's at 657 with attack boots. Attack on the weapon, and then you got some crit rate on that helmet, and some pretty good HP there sitting on that chest. So let's take a peek at her skills and see what she's doing here. Her ultimate ability is a single target. It's by location. Disappear and create 4 clones that attack each enemy once, prioritizing enemies under the effect of Waterblade. Each attack deals 130% of attack as physical damage. So this sounds a lot like Qatari's ability, where she creates clones of herself that go behind each enemy, although Qatari does 5 clones, so it's kind of interesting she does 4. Maybe she stays there as well, so it becomes 5 of her. So she's attacking each enemy, and I think we're going to learn a little more about this Waterblade here. Under her second ability, Waterblade, target the nearest enemy, prioritizing Intelligence Guardians, deal 150% of attack as physical damage, and reduce their crit rate and crit damage by 20%, last for 10 seconds, and can stack. So that's kind of interesting. So she's going to prioritize Intelligence Guardians, so that's going to be probably your healers and support, typically. So that's kind of an interesting strategy. So on the by location, she's going to prioritize enemies under the water effect, which prioritize kind of implies she's not hitting all of them. So the 4 clones will get divided up and go after the enemies under water effect, and those enemies are going to have less crit percent and less crit damage for 10 seconds. So kind of hitting them while they're vulnerable, I guess. So that's kind of fun. And then her passive is Live Figure. Any damage that exceeds 6% of Callisto's max HP is additionally reduced by 30%. We have that up to 50. We'll go all the way up to 70. So when she gets hit with a big hit over 6%, it'll actually get reduced significantly. So that will help her be a little more durable, but it's not actually doing any healing in her kit. So it's just kind of negating damage, which is good, but I'd be concerned about how squishy she is and whether or not she can stay alive. So let's jump out, take her into the Great Forge, and see what she can do. All right, so we are into that first room here. She is a Hydrus champion, so she will have a positive infinity here, so probably give her a better chance of getting through this. But again, no healing on the kit, so all the damage that she takes is going to accumulate over all 3 rooms. It looks like she's doing pretty good damage there. Took a stun. So there's her 4 clones. That was a pretty brief ability. It might just be because they died, because it was pretty effective. It did kill them pretty quickly. So that's kind of impressive. All right, we're on into that second room. I'm going to turn 2 times off so I have a better chance of seeing what's going on here. I was like, that'll happen really fast. But that ability did come in, did quite a bit of damage, and took out the teams pretty quickly. So she comes in here. We got 4 clones. They all kind of come out, and I think she's probably invincible during that time. I don't know that like the Rangers weren't even trying to hit the clones. And I don't know that they can take damage, so that's kind of interesting. But she is doing pretty good damage, working through these waves pretty easily. All right, so we're on into that final room. One thing I was thinking is it looks like all of her clones will attack or can attack the same enemy, whereas Qatari puts a clone behind each enemy. So it's better for AoE damage on Qatari's end. But in some of those rooms where you're just not doing enough damage to get through because they have self-healing or something along those lines, having all the damage on one character would probably be a benefit, because you can kill them quickly and then move on to the next one. So theoretically, that could be kind of a different use case for her versus Qatari. But when she comes out here, it's kind of hard to see how many hits she really gets in. But she is doing some damage. She dropped that one enemy with that ultimate ability. But it did, now that I'm thinking about it, it is a single target ability. So it's basically all 4 of those are going to go after one enemy and basically kill them, assuming she has enough power to do it. She is struggling right here with health, so she better start getting some stuff done here. But here she goes with her ability again. She killed the guy at the lowest health, so that's probably not super helpful. Hopefully we can kill this guy. It's getting close. It's going to be a nail biter. She's got 1 enemy left. So hopefully she doesn't take a crit. She'll probably get through him. But if we get some stuns in there, she's actually doing absolutely nothing right now. So I don't know what's going on there. Figure your life out. You're going to die. She did it. She didn't make it. So I think that if I'm being objective, I think Qatari probably has more use cases. And I think in that phantom mode, it lasts longer. Like I think she's in phantom mode for like 5 or 6 seconds versus Callisto's is pretty quick. Like revisiting her skills, being a single target for 4, if you are struggling to kill a wave of people, she could be beneficial because she's basically going to have that much more damage going on all onto one enemy, which I think will pretty much kill most enemies. Looking at this Waterblade ability, I'm a little bit confused because it is prioritizing Intelligence Guardians, which are kind of limited. Like you're looking at Griselle would be pretty effective because she does do some damage, but Flix, Aquarius, they're not really doing a whole lot of damage. And these are stats you would want decreased on a damage dealer. You also have Inara who can do a little bit of damage, and she's in that intelligence camp. But you're like Oxalis, support champion, not going to be doing a lot of damage. I really feel like this ability would be better if it prioritized the highest attack power. And then they go and they kill a sniper in the back, or they kill somebody that's doing a lot of damage to you, and they're bringing their crit rate and crit damage down while they're doing it, or while she's doing it. I say there because of the clones that she's summoning. But yeah, so I don't know how effective the intelligence prioritization is. It just seems a little bit out of place, so it kind of limits her use cases, I think, a little bit. But let's jump out into the Token Trove and see what her market's looking like. So we jump out in the Token Trove. There's really not a lot of Callistos out there for sale right now. We've got $3.38, which is where I picked mine up. And then you have the Warrior version at $15, so that seems a little ambitious. There's only 5 of those in the game. And then one Elite at $10.7. One thing I did want to throw out there is, in the event, like say let's somebody had an Enlightened 3 Radiance 1 or an Enlightened 3 Radiant, or excuse me, Enlightened 4 Radiance 1 or an Enlightened 4 Radiance 0. Because nobody has that for sale, it probably won't list on the market. So if there were 5 of them, for example, this wouldn't give us the total number in the game. And that's kind of an oversight I've had for a little while. I've been talking about, oh, these are all of them that are in the game. Technically, there could be more than this, as well as anybody that pulled her with calling crystals would also not be listed here because they're not ascended yet. But for example, this person has a warrior that's a 3-0, but only one of these 5 is for sale right now. So if this one person sold or decided to take theirs off the market, I don't think it wouldn't show 0 of 5. So we wouldn't know that those 5 even exist. So theoretically, if you have, a 7-2 or a 5-2 or any of those types of characters, unless somebody's actively trying to sell them, they're not going to be listed in the Token Trove. So theoretically, there can be more than what we're seeing here. Plus, in this case, anybody that pulled them with calling crystals has them on their account and does not have to ascend them. So they can just sit them on their account for a while. But all in all, I think she's an interesting champion. I don't know if she has a lot of use cases. I wouldn't pull specifically for her. I don't know if she's really worth the $3.38. Personally, I think that Qatari is probably a better choice, and I think Ashwin is probably a better choice as well. Just because he has, if you can get the crit rate on him, he has the healing in his kit to help make him more durable. So that's about what I got for you on Callisto. I think that, obviously new champions coming in the game are always fun. I don't think that she's really going to take the place or have a specific use case outside of some sort of specific event where Intelligence Guardians are doing a lot of damage or something. I think she could be really useful in that case. But it'd be a very specific niche kind of thing. But she's a fun champ. She's new to the game. I'm excited about it. But it's not somebody that I think would be making it on a bunch of teams for a lot of use cases. So hopefully you found that interesting. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.